Here's a quick question for you. What didn't they, and when I say they, I mean our government, world government, whatever, what didn't they lie about with COVID? PCR tests they lied about. They lied about masks. They lied about remdesivir and ventilators. I don't know if you know this. 99% of people who are placed on ventilators as a result of COVID fucking died. Did you know that? Probably not. How about this? How about you need to get the vaccine so you don't give it to grandma? That's a purposeful lie. And I'll tell you, do you think that the team at Pfizer told the president and told the director of the CDC at the time, Rochelle Walensky, the World Health Organization, do you think he said, yeah, we tested it and it prevents the spread? And in fact, Rochelle Walensky, who was the director of the CDC at the time, said, yeah, that's true. And it turns out they never even tested it. So you know they were purposely lying, because who told them that? It wouldn't be Pfizer. Yeah, it stops the spread. Sure does. And it stops people's hearts. That's a side effect. And people under the age of 60 who don't have any comorbidities, they have a 0.003 chance of getting it and die. And in fact, can you find even one story of a young, healthy person dying from COVID? I'm sure if you look hard enough, but there's only one problem with that, and it's at least it's been my expense, because I have Googled that. How they die is not how people die from COVID. They will suddenly die, or within a day, and it's like, I don't think that was COVID. And I might sound crazy, but here's another fun fact that most sheep don't know, and it's this: it's if you were driving and you get into a head-on collision and it decapitates your head, if at the time they do an autopsy on you, you have COVID, you died from COVID. Same thing with the chainsaw accident, anything. That's not honest. So everything that we were told about COVID turned out to be a lie. Every single thing. I don't think there's one thing that they implemented or said that wasn't shown to be a lie. And in fact, I can list numerous examples, but we'll go to the great state of California, and I don't even want to give him the respect to say Governor Newsom, but yeah, at the height of the pandemic and all the draconian laws that he implemented, he ate out at the most expensive restaurant in California. Hold on, not done yet. And he did it surrounded by his health team in California. The Surgeon General, those types of people. And I believe his son went to a private school. So all of the draconian measures that he implemented, he didn't follow. And the same thing with Nancy Pelosi, who was caught washing her hair. Same thing with all the people over in Britain. They were caught having parties. And yeah, everything was a lie. And what's really crazy, and I'll end on this, is that we had primaries on this last Tuesday, and overall the Democrats won. And you look at COVID, it's all 100% on that side. And I'm not biased. I voted Democratic, you know, not recently, because I'm not dumb. Equity is racism. It's like, how much simpler could it be? It's like, if you give somebody something based solely on race, you're a racist. And that's what the Democrats do now. They give people stuff with your tax money. You know, it's just, equity is just garbage. It's like you would have to pretend that slavery did not exist anywhere else in the whole entire world. And we all know that slavery was worldwide. It was all races, all colors, all creeds. If you were poor back in the 1700s, there's a good chance that you were a slave, or at the very least an indentured servant. So I'll close on this. Who owned slaves in the United States back in the 1700s? The top 1% of the wealthiest Americans. And yes, they were white. So the top 1%, just think of, Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, that type of wealth, right? So they got their boats together, right? And they go over to Africa. And who brings over the slaves? Are they teaching this in history books? It's not white people. If you guessed it was other poor black people shipping off their fellow countrymen to be slaves over in a different country, you would be right. It certainly wasn't the rich royalty in Africa. No. So before we even, I don't even understand the premise of equity. I don't get it. I don't get how, with the history of it being what it is, how anyone could say, hey, you never owned slaves, all right? But I want all of your tax money, because, again, 99% of people didn't own slaves. If you're going to do anything, it would be, if you are going to do reparations, it should be the top 1%. Duh. But, and it's funny because people like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, they vote Democrat. They're very, quote unquote, liberal. And they do it. So maybe they should pay. But I don't care how rich you are. If you've never owned slaves, it's very hard to. And why don't reparations go out to Asian Americans? Or, why are they doing so well? Why do immigrants from Africa do so well here, if we're such a racist country? We're not. The bottom line is, you say this and people will be like, well, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, well, it kind of does. When you elect an African-American president twice, yeah, your country is probably doing pretty good when it comes to, you're still going to have racists and stuff like that, but you're not going to have what they're talking about now, which is the president right now is literally saying white supremacy is the number one problem. And then you go over to the crime statistics and you see black on Asian crime, like it's like, here's black people, here's Asian people. It's very lopsided. Just like black crime on white people, it's lopsided. Even like black on black crime is probably, it's a much larger problem than white supremacy. Like, he's just completely making that shit up. Like, I lived in the 90s, in the early 2000s. It's like racism never came up. Like, ever. It's like, if you were qualified, you did the job. And it was by meritocracy. And if you came across a racist person, fuck them. You just move on. Because 99 out of 100 people are just cool, And you have racist white people, you have racist black people, racist Muslim people. Like, it's just... And our president said that half the country, they're white supremacists and they're basically Nazis. And this is after that. I don't even have respect for Joe Biden, which is sad, because he's the president. But I mean, the fact that he had to drop out of, I think, two elections, but I know one for sure, like, for lying, for plagiarizing, for saying shit that was completely fabricated. And he's going to get 63 million votes. He's going to get more than Barack Obama. Now, I understand people hate Trump, and he could get votes that way. But more than Barack Obama? Like, even I voted for him. He was good. He fucking totally fooled me. With Medicare for all, nope. With even making marijuana legal, nope. We went from 2 wars to 7. Like, he literally got paid by Wall Street like $500,000 just to speak there. Do you think if he wasn't a friend to Wall Street that they would be giving him $500,000 for like 40-minute speech? Anyway, I'm gonna go into Walmart now that it's just, wherever I look, it's just evil, and it's bad, and it's just like, I think the answer is you can't think about it that long, because if you do, you realize just how corrupt everything is. So, my 2 words of advice to you: question everything.